Shoot
Let's
it.
see what we can do. So I've got a few different areas here, and I'm going to start on my porch.
Pretty porch.
So can you see it?
Uh-huh.
Yes, you can. Okay, so I can't see whatever the video is, so I'm just going to walk around and tell me if you can't see it. So these are the petunias that I got from the sale. The, I guess it's porch mix or patio mix, and they smell heavenly. They're just beautiful. And the Hummers like them. But the one downfall with them is that here where I live is these are the only trees in my yard that you're looking at. The wind comes from the west, and I have to rotate them. So I have to take this last plant and move it all the way to the end every week, so I can just keep rotating them through. It works. I have a pot down here at the base of my stairs that has hollyhock, the echinacea. I don't know what that volunteer little teeny pink flower is. We'll go down there and look. And then there's some, I planted some milkweed there last year, and they came back. So I really don't know what this little teeny pink flower is that grows so tall. At first I thought it was baby's breath, but it's not. So
I can't really tell what that is.
teeny.
Is it a pink?
Yes.
I mean,
It's
the flower. No, it's not a pink. Never mind. The dianthus. But the flower is not right. Which is not your fault. It's my fault because it's showing my bandwidth is low. But
so I have
right. It may be Fergie.
Maybe what?
Sweet William.
Oh, now I have another Sweet William, but it was wild. So it's possible. The other one I have up on the other side of the deck. So I have some succulents, and these, they're just starting to produce flower heads.
Cool.
Seed them. And this stuff went crazy. I had 4 little plants. And this year they just exploded, and they were all pink. It was beautiful.
I see a pink flower in there.
Yes, there's still some that are blooming. Phlox, creeping phlox. So let's see. I have these oversized Nandina bushes that I'm trying to decide if I want to completely get rid of them or not. But underneath them, I have coral bells. And I planted them first. They got too hot, so that's why I kind of let the other shrubs grow up over them. But I will show you. Here's one. This one's looking really good. Coral bells.
You grew.
There's some that hide back there.
Those are so dainty.
Aren't they? They're just... Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Is that me that froze, or was that everybody? Did we lose Jenny? Jenny, where's Jenny? Okay, does anybody else have a black screen for Jenny, or is that just me?
No, she's frozen.
Hey there.
Oh, there she is. Okay.
Okay. I have to turn off my Wi-Fi. I'm too far away from it. So, okay. Oh. Can you still see?
Yep.
You see me.
Yep, we see you.
There you go.
Okay.
There's the.
So there's some more coral bells and some astilbe. And I had a miniature hydrangea, a bloom struck, and it didn't come back like I expected, but there's some little leaves down there. So I don't know if I should leave it and see if it's going to do anything, or if I should get rid of it?
Leave it and see what it does.
Okay.
I had a
I
I had a maple tree that I didn't think was ever going to leaf out. It took it like 3 years. I think it got struck by lightning,
oh,
and it's in full bloom again this year.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so some more sedum and some more coral bells, and this is the facing the east garden. So we did some construction inside the house last fall, and we had this big beam that was just like right in the middle of the house, and we took it out. And I was looking for something to retain a salad bed because I share it with my neighbor. So I took this beam, and it was twice that big, and I split it in half, and then I found some other timber, and I just made this little bed, and everything seems to love it.
Very cool.
My lettuce is going crazy. There's the borage from the sale. They are beautiful. Do
That
they also?
color.
Yes, it's just amazing. Do they also call that Indian paintbrush? Is that another name for it? Or is that a whole different plant?
That's well, now that's not borage either. That looks like more like Indian pink. Borage is going to have purple or white flowers and that really cucumbery leaf. Is that the like I say, it's not you, it's me. Everything's kind of blurry, but
Okay,
I'm not
well,
sure what that is, but that is not borage because borage is, yeah, smaller purple white flowers.
We'll find out because it's gorgeous.
Yeah, I will.
it is. And the sweet peas are blooming. I'm trying to train them up the little piece of fence. These are cherry tomatoes. I went through and culled a few out. I had several that came up in the same pot, and I wanted to see which ones got strongest. So I culled a couple. And I did plant another little row of lettuce here. And if Katie was on, she would say cats. And I can tell you that all of these leaves seem to be in a pile like they were scraped there. So yes, cats.
My goodness.
But this is, and you can see some of it here. She had said put citrus in here, citrus rinds, and it worked. She hasn't been in here since I planted. So
Awesome.
yes. I had planted some zinnias and just some random little flowers in the edge, but I think she scraped the pile too.
Uh-oh.
So yeah, well, naughty kitty. And these are the two that I called out this morning. I don't know if they're going to make it or not. I just put them in another pot to see if they would. And there's the other non-borage plant, whatever it is. This was the tag that was in it. Oh, maybe. Can you? Tassel?
Oh yeah, the tassel flower.
Okay.
Yeah, tassel flower.
That's what it is then.
Yeah,
Tassel
that was my handwriting. Oh Lord.
So then I have this box that my husband thought I needed. I'm not sure why, but again, it was a cat box. It, eventually ended up as a cat box, but I put the citrus rinds in here and she stayed out of it. So it's pretty colorful, and I'm hoping the sweet potato vines can come down and drape. This one looks like it's getting a little burnt, but keep playing with it. And I have some roses. I just picked this up, the clearance center at Lowe's. I don't have any other roses. These were pretty, and it's doubled in size just since last year. So it obviously likes it here.
Oh yeah.
And then here are my poor blueberry plants. So this is a pretty old, I want to say 3 years old, and I got it from South Carolina, and it's never really been thrifty. Although you can see this year it's got some new leaf growth, but it does have one dead trunk. Well, it's not really dead because there's new growth here. So
Yeah.
maybe I'll just trim this stuff back and just leave it alone.
Yep.
It's been moved twice, which is probably why it's not thrifty. This one, I don't know. This is a tiff blue.
Yeah. That's a Georgia bred
Okay.
variety, but yeah, those usually do well here.
And again, this one's moved twice because now there's a barn where it was. So that could have something to do with it. These are the newest ones, and I need to get some mulch around them, but I did pinch off all the berries this year, and I tell the lawn guys to leave it alone. Don't even come near it. So that one's doing pretty well. This one, the leaves are turning color on it, so I'm not really sure.
Iron. Could be a pH related issue.
Yeah, because
Could be a little high.
I'm the naughty one that hasn't done my soil test yet.
Uh-oh.
But this one, look it. And I pinched off a bunch of berries.
Oh yeah.
I thought I'm just gonna let it go. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This was a little tree that I got from Arbor Day, and it looked like some kind of a maple, but it has spines on it, spikes. And when they sent the packing list, they didn't actually say what they were, they just had numbers. So
I can't see the leaf that's good. That's not
it's 3-lobe.
yeah, you may have to take a still picture and send that, because I can
Okay.
see like your hand, but like I can't make out the
What do you mean, to the Ask Us desk?
Oh,
Okay,
yeah, there you
send it
go.
to Jenny.
And here's another one. And these were all, this one and the one with berries were planted at the same time, but this one, it's growing, it's got new leaves, but it's not too excited. My poor butterfly bush got frostbit, so it's just now flowering.
Now I see a lot of color.
Yep. Oh, it's probably really sunny. So yes, there is beautiful purple flowers and lots of new growth. And here's another blueberry bush that has some green berries on it. It's not producing as much as it did last year, but here we go. So these, I took the idea that when we went out to the apple orchard or to the orchard, and he had the cage around his blueberries. So I made a cage around my blueberries, and I put the netting over the cage, and there's some berries in there.
Voila.
Voila. And this other one, I think the birds may have gotten to it before I got the cage on, because it did have more. It has some, but it's very happy where it is. I begged my husband not to touch it. And so here's the big one.
Aw.
Sleeping. All right, now I'll take you to the vegetable garden. Oh, and my lavender went bananas this year. And here's a little azalea that's not happy where it is. It's too bright, I think.
Yeah, everybody says lavenders went nuts this year.
Really?
Mhm.
Huh. Why do you suppose? Because they don't like wet feet.
I don't know. But yeah, everybody I've talked to, there's more snakes this year, and lavender is prolific.
Hmm.
I don't know if the two go hand in hand or not, but
Eh, I haven't seen any of those creepy things, but I've harvested twice already from the lavender.
cool.
It just smells so nice. And
Mhm.
here's my
What
Rosa
do you
Sharon
make with
bush.
the lavender?
Well, I was going to make little, I've seen them in specialty stores, little teeny short bunches with a ribbon around them and give them away for Christmas gifts or birthday gifts.
Okay.
Kind of a sachet, but you know, you just stand it on a counter or something. This Rosa Sharon is crazy. It was bigger than this. I cut it down and it's regrown almost everything. And there's, if anybody wants any Rosa Sharon, I have plenty of babies. The
Plant
hummingbird. Say it again?
Plant sale 2021.
Yes, yes. The hummingbirds love it when the big hibiscus-like blossoms come out. And I'm not going to go back up the stairs, but you can see just next to the stairs, I have an herb box,
Mm-hmm.
and that is thyme that's growing prolifically there. So, to the big garden, I'll try to keep you away from the sun here. And I say big, it's not big. My neighbor has one 3 times the size. Lil G, I think I want to talk to you about some, how you did your drip water arrangement. We had one, and again, my husband just likes to tear things out and throw things away, so I found some cheap soaker hoses at Dollar General, and they seem to work for this. So these are pole beans, and we can't do anything simple in this house because my husband works construction, so everything has to be, you know, big. I said, I just want poles. No, we'll be doing this. So the
It's
beans are
pretty.
doing excellent.
I was very impressed.
The beans are doing good. My peas, not so much. I should have as many peas as I had beans, and I have probably a third. So either they were old seeds, and I don't remember if it was an old pack or if I got a new pack. And I was surprised when I laid down all of the straw. It's growing. I really didn't expect it to be seeded or have seeds in it, but it's growing. And
Yeah,
this is
when you find straw without weed seeds in, let me know, because it's not able to. You can't find that around here.
okay. Cucumbers, and these are the full-size tomatoes. I don't know if I saved the. Let's see, what have I got here? I have Early Girl. It seems to be doing good. There's a little water spot here because, you know, the gardener needs to be fired. What else have I got? Cherokee Purple. I did get that.
Oh, fun.
I thought, yes, I'm excited. And I think this is just a mountain variety.
Well, you know those are good. Those are North Carolina maters.
Oh, I got 2 Cherokee Purple.
Mm.
But I have had the mountain variety in the past, and I love them. They seem to love the soil and very happy with it. Little radishes. I need to throw in cull. And so I planted some at the end of the peas. I've got dill coming up here, little teeny dill. And on the other side, the long grass is there because there were wildflowers there last year. And I was going to mow it until we saw the Middle Tennessee presentation where she said it took 2 years for the wildflowers to take. So I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I have some down the other end. These were marigolds, and I've got one coming up here. A couple pepper plants. One's green and one's yellow. Eggplant. Again, eggplant is not doing good for me. And it has in the past, but it doesn't like it here. Swiss chard from the plant sale, and I harvested some of that this morning. And these kohlrabis, I don't know what to think. They look really happy and healthy.
Oh, yeah.
So I've never grown this before. It's a big bulb, correct?
Yeah. Stem turnip.
Okay.
It looks alien. It's really cool.
Okay.
Kohlrabi.
And you're going to laugh at me. So I put my compost in the garden, and my neighbor came over with the tractor and tilled it, and then I hit it with the little tiller. Well, these are all volunteer. Pumpkin, squash, whatever. And I didn't have the heart to pull them up. So I think I might be selling pumpkins this year. But I do have a watermelon plant who seems to be very happy.
Yeah.
And zucchini is doing great. Summer squash, not so much. I planted 4 summer squash seeds, and I only see one. Maybe there's one other one coming up there. And then this was one of the pumpkins that I did pull up and planted in a hill here, and then the other ones look so much better. So I thought, okay, I'm just going to move it. And here's some milkweed that I planted here last year. And I've got some daisies. This is the wildflower mix. Some of them have already gone by. I had poppies growing.
Fun.
So I just left the crazy long grass here. And I have 2 little caneberry plants. I don't know if they're going to make it or not. They seem like they've got roots there, but they don't have any leaves. So should I expect leaves on them in the first year?
Did you plant them?
I just planted them.
Were they bare root?
Yeah.
I'd leave them.
Probably.
Leafed out, but
Okay, probably next year.
yeah. But
And this was the first garden that we did. It was raised bed, and I have transferred potatoes here. They're very happy. So half of that is straw, and the other half is potting soil or whatever dirt we could get. And then these are my crazy wild asparagus. They were growing in the field over there. And I dug them up, and the crown was probably, I think there were 2 crowns, and they were each about 2 feet. So I cut the crowns, and I just replanted them here. And they seem to be happy.
sweet.
And they are sweet too. They're very tender and juicy. And this was, I just took some wire and made the cold frame when we got the plants from the sale. And I put plastic over it. And everything except, here's my failure, the tomatoes and the peppers liked it. And I thought I had kind of couched the tomatoes and the peppers in amongst everything else so they would be protected, but not so much. So, and I'll give you one last real good giggle. Here's my compost heap.
Oh, I can't.
Great.
So the dog likes to come out here and eat things. But this is the rest of those pumpkin seeds. So I think if anybody wants pumpkins this year, I got you covered.
That's too funny.
So that's it. That's my crazy garden.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Absolutely wonderful. Your gardener has a lot of work to do.
And I love
Well, and I fired her this morning because she hadn't weeded at all.
crack the whip. That was awesome.
So, well, thank you. So if you saw anything that you have any suggestions on, like the blueberries, I think we're done moving them around. I think I'll just leave them there and trim some of those up, unless you have a better thought.
You might need to throw some aluminum sulfate on there too.
Okay.
How old is your asparagus?
Well, we've been here 3 years, and it has been growing for 3 years. I replanted it 2 years ago, so I pulled it out of the field 2 years ago and put it over there. But they were 6 foot tall in the field. I walk down the road and there's tons of them that are 6 foot tall. So I don't know how old they were, how long they've been growing there.
Isn't 3 years the magic rule for asparagus? Plant it in 3 years, you have a harvest.
It seems to be the general rule of thumb with green.
Yeah. Yeah. So what's everybody else got going on?
Well, now I don't want to go next.
Oh,
You got
come
so much going on.
Well, I elected to do all of these gardens because my husband's out of town and I don't want to feel depressed or sit here with nothing to do. So I figured, perfect year.
It's therapeutic.
I'm really curious about your marshmallows, but I don't think my environment here they would grow. I think it's too hot for them. I don't have enough shade. So that's the other thing I struggle with.
You don't have a soggy side of the house?
Well, I suppose I could plant them near the air conditioner,
It might work.
the heat pump. But that's the soggiest side. And that is a good thing to say about here is we don't get flooded because we're up on a hill.
What kind of radishes did you put out? Cherry bell?
There were, I want to say they're Italian radishes is what it said. They're not the typical little round ones. They're long.
French. We tried something new this year. Person told me about them was French radishes, and boy, those are the best things. They're not hot, but they got just a little bit of bite.
The pink and white?
Pardon?
Pink and white, kind of elongated.
Yeah.
That's what the package was on the ones that I planted, Fergie. That's what they look like.
My campers
Maybe
are
they
eating
are
them like
French.
crazy.
Are they?
They are. Well, they're all wanting to get into the garden. I said, well, all I got ready are greens and lettuce and radishes. So they're going to be going after the radishes.
What did you say? Is eating them? What'd you say?
My campers, my garden is for the campers.
I thought you said camels, and I was you moved from camels to camels. Did I miss something somewhere?
No, and Jerry, it could be.
No, that's a bigger camel than what I have.
I'm just picturing camels eating radishes, so okay. Oh goodness, good times. All right, well, has anybody else got questions for Jennie?
When did you put that lettuce in? Those developed ones.
Trying to think of when I cut that. They popped really quickly. So I want to say at the beginning of April.
Mm.
I started those in little cups. We like to eat the Luigi's Italian ice. So I take those little cups and I drill holes in the bottom.
Genius.
And those are my plants. So I planted those the beginning of April. No, it was later than that. It was mid-April. And they popped really quickly. And I very carefully set them back in there. So what are we? Mid-April, mid-May, been June, 2 months ago? Maybe? I
Plus, we
do
had the
have a
cold
nice little
weather.
garden journal that I was going to pull out, but I did not.
Well, I just
Thanks for sharing.
progressive suppers along with these gardens. So you can pick our way through everybody's garden. Munch. Yeah. I'm planning for all.
That would be
Yeah.
that would be really fun, a progressive dinner, and everybody bring something from their gardens.
Yeah, exactly. It'd be great.
Maybe pumpkin pie for you.
Instead of progressive supper, progressive picking. Well, great job. I love these little gatherings of the minds. I learn a lot. Now, if anybody wants to volunteer, I'm going to go drive tomato steaks, fence post in the ground. Any takers? I'm just 30 minutes away. I'll wait on you, and I'll give you cold beer or wine. Okay, I see no takers. I love that laugh.
I gotta go try my own tomato steaks.
Yeah, I figured out your laughs, Pam. I know what you're saying just by how you giggle. And I can't repeat what that giggle says. Oh, Lord, I love it. All right. Well, I'm going to throw this, or not throw it, but video edit and get it up on YouTube, Jennie, and get it to the rest of the group. So I guess if we don't have anything else, we'll just sign off. And Fergie, are you next? Or Lucy? Which one's next?
Oh, I can't be for a minute.
Seems like, I don't remember. I'll have to go look.
The 25th or something like that.
Yeah, that's right.
Hold on.
Later.
Yeah, I gotta get back to work.
Maybe it was Katie. I don't know. I'll go back and look on my sheet. All right, guys.
I think I'm the 18th.
Oh, you're on the 18th?
That's what it said. I don't know if you did that just to scare me
Oh,
or.
that is next week. So is you. This is such an exciting opportunity for you, Katie.
People laugh.
Oh, I love it. I'll go out there and video record myself right now driving tomato steaks and then show that for everybody's good humor later. So that'll make you feel better. There you go. All right, guys. Well, I guess that I will see some of you Monday night, maybe. Yep. All right. We'll grow asparagus and rhubarb. Otherwise, I'll see you sometime next week.
Next Thursday.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, guys. See y'all. Thanks, Jenny.
Thank you. See you.
Bye.
Bye.